Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Yep. Testing 1 2 1 2. All right. So as promised, we are back. I want to go into this lesson. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we'll see. So, just coming off of the heels of the lesson that I just did, I kind of wanted to, that dream, I wanted to stand alone by itself and be a shorter version, so if somebody was interested, they'll watch it and have to sit through 2 hours or an hour or however long this lesson goes. So I decided to do them separate. This video, all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopefully elect. Excuse me. Now, this lesson is a little bit different. It's going to be entitled, What Will We Do with Spiritual Power? And like I said in the last video, a lot of times in the truth, these are some of the sensational things. When you first come into the truth, you hear about spiritual power and you think it's far-fetched. But all you need to do is go into the scriptures and look at what happened before in the days of old, and the Most High is going to do the same thing, even greater things than this. Okay, because Yahweh Shah promised that. He said, these things shall you do in greater. Anyway, let's go right into the scriptures. I did a word search. And when you do a word search on this word signs, right here in the red, signs. Now I want to go to Mark 16. Let's go there. We'll open this up and read a few verses of it. And we'll kind of jump around a little bit. So this is Mark 16. And I'm going to go ahead to verse 14. It says, the disciples commissioned. It says, afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. And some of the disciples, they doubted that the Lord had risen again. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And do we not do that now? That don't mean everybody's going to be saved just because you preach the gospel. The elect is going to, they knew then, the Lord knew then the elect, that the Israelites would be scattered into all nations. So our job today is to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. We make sure that people hear the truth being spoken, because the word acts as a sifter and is going to sift out the elect from among all nations where they've been scattered. Not a big deal. Christians are making, see, it says right there, preach the gospel to every creature. Big deal. They're not the chosen. There's only one chosen, and they come from the house of Israel. Verse 16 says, he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved. What's the baptism here? Is this being dunked in water? No, the baptism is in the spirit by the word, right? Now you clean through the word. John 15. How wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? Psalms 119 and 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. This is how the true baptism is, not the literal being dunked in water. Okay. And there's other scriptures that speak to this point. Now it says, he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. Are we not doing that now? Do we not cast out devils? Casting out devils in different ways. It ain't always just like the exorcist way. You see a person's head spinning around, green stuff coming out of their nostrils, they coughing up, the demonic exorcism. No, we cast out devils. When you see a guy roll up on the camp and he start talking, and we bring scriptures out and then he start talking about demon time. I worship my ancestors. I pray to my ancestors, and he go down confounded. That's casting out devils. When you see Christians roll up on us, talking they mumbo jumbo, trying to, come against us, and we cut them with scriptures and they leave, that's casting out devils, right? We dismiss individuals and tell them go on down the block, that's casting out devils. It's different ways. Even when you have guys come into the faith and they turn out to be demons and they get kicked out, there's devils that have been cast out. In my name they shall cast out devils, they shall speak with new tongues. Do you not see brothers speaking with different languages? Sure. They shall take up serpents, and they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Now, some of this happened to back then. Didn't Paul have a serpent that fastened to his hand? It's not always just talk about us, it's those that came after the Lord on up until now, right? And what do? Every brother and sister on here done drunk Pepsi or Coke. And that shit is nothing but poison. But are you dead? No, you're still alive. There are other things. Our food and drink is set up as poison by the enemy. But why do we not yet always succumb to these things? Because the Spirit of the Lord is covering us. So you can't always take everything for the most extreme things. Sometimes it's the small things right in front of you. Now it says they shall take up serpents. If they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. And it's been stories of healings. Certain brothers got the power given unto them to put together herbs and remedies and whatnot, right? And then also too, you've heard of the literal healings. Now these things are going to come in a great number. They're going to come on a mass scale on the way to the kingdom. During the time of Jacob's trouble, people are going to be getting healed. They're going to be, certain things are going to be happening. Now, if we go back to this word here in Mark, first, let's look at the different version. Mark 16 and 17 in the NLT, it says, these miraculous signs will accompany those who believe. They will cast out demons in my name and they will speak in new languages. Do we not speak in different languages? Sure we do. And these signs from the NIV, and these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name, they will drive out demons. They will speak in new tongues. Same thing. So let's go back to the, now when you look at the word signs, let's look at it in the Greek. And this is the word right here, samion. And this is what some low-level group, like One Body and House Shot, they can't get past this. They think that it's witchcraft. It's not witchcraft when the Lord, he tells you in the scriptures and by these definitions of certain words that these are the things that men are going to do.
Strong's G 4592, samion. Samion.
So the word for sign is samion. Now, also, when you read in the scriptures, other words in the English go back to that same word in the Greek, such as sign, miracle, wonder, token, right? First definition is sign, mark, token. Listen to these powerful definitions. Definition A, that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others and is known. What are we known for? Bringing out the word of truth, driving out demons. The way we go through the scriptures is basically a miracle. Men that have no formal no formal literary or biblical education from the world, but have been raised up by the Spirit of the Lord to teach the lessons that we teach. I haven't been to seminary school. The people that have been to seminary school can't even deal with us. We already got spiritual power through the word on some level. Definition B, a sign, prodigy, portent, i.e., which is an example, an unusual occurrence, transcending the common course of nature. Unusual things are going to happen. They happened in the past and they're going to happen going forward, even on up to the kingdom and definitely in the kingdom, of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen. Definition 2, of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him. He's going to autograph and show everybody who his men are by the things that they're going to do, by the feats that they're going to accomplish. Of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him, or by which men prove that the cause they're pleading is the Most High's. There's going to come a time where we're going to heal individuals. We're going to put plagues on individuals. We're going to put curses on them. They're going to manifest right on the spot. It's more than just, man, I shot fire out of my hand. You saw that brother, how he jumped. It's going to be more than that. The power of the elements, knowledge of different things, being able to call animals on individuals, being able to make storms manifest, make rain stop. Different things are going to be done in the future coming up, in the near future, we believe. It says here an indication, especially ceremonially or supernaturally, miracle, sign, token, wonder. And we got more scriptures. So when you look at that word signs in the scriptures, it gives you a lot. when you look at it, the definition of it, should I say. So let's go back and get some more instances of the word signs, and then we can get more scriptures. And you're gonna have that subtle spiritual power where it's like things, that only certain individuals know, and it's gonna be the big things. Like now among us, these subtle things is that we can go through this word back and forward better than any of these people that have been to these colleges and paid all this money. Why? Because the Spirit of the Lord is allowing that to happen. So let's read a few of these here now. Again, Mark 16:20, it says, and they went forth and preached everywhere, the Lord working with them and confirming the word with signs following. Amen. Right? Luke 162. We won't read that one. Let's jump down a little bit here. John 20 and 30, and many other signs truly did Yahushua in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. There was a lot of things that the Lord did that are not even written. There were things that disciples did. There were other prophets that are not even, that didn't even make the book. This is Acts 2:22. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and signs and wonders which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. You got to go back to the Old Testament. What did Moses do? This was the Most High acting in favor of the Israelites, bringing plagues, different signs and wonders that he did. In the Old Testament, you had prophets calling on, putting curses on people. You had Elijah with his super speed. You had just different things happening in the Old Testament, and it's going to come back again. It's going to come during our time now. The Lord is going to do these things. Okay. It goes on. Let's see here. Yeah. Acts 4 and 30. We'll actually maybe read a couple of verses of this. Acts chapter 4. And even during the time of the disciples, where Peter and them was healing people, making individuals drop dead off their word, Paul calls a spell of blindness, not a spell, but a what's it called? A curse of blindness on the individual. Certain things were happening in the scriptures, man, heavy. Right? Acts 4:29. And now, Lord, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness they may speak thy word, by stretching forth thine hand to heal, and that signs and wonders may be done by the name of thy holy child, Yahushua. See that? So he said, hey, there's going to be healings going to be happening. And we know that the disciples, the apostles, did many signs and miracles. Acts 5 and 12, and by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, and they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. It's telling you there. And it's the same word, Samayon, those unusual occurrences, those things that the Lord did through men. Let's get one or two more here. Now, I mean, that's pretty much it. Acts 14 and 3. Long time. Let's actually open it up before we read that. And you can just do word searches and go into these different accounts. Put in the word signs. You can put in miracles, wonders. This is Acts 14 and 1. It says acceptance and opposition. And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake that a great multitude, both of Jews and also of Greeks, believed. Who are these Greeks? These were Israelites. It's not the Jews, just Israelites. Then you had the Greeks, the so-called white people that were Edomites that were Greeks. Not them. These are the Hellenized Israelites who will call themselves Greeks and speaking the Greek tongue, perhaps practicing the customs of the other nations, but they were in fact Israelites. If you go back to Acts chapter 2, it tells you had devout men, Jews out of every nation under heaven, who were called Gentiles, and in some places they were called Greeks. That a multitude both of Jews and also of the Greeks believed, but the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles, meaning what? The Jews from the Holy Land who were unbelievers, they stirred up those Greeks or those Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, and made their minds evil affected against the brethren. Long time therefore bold they, speaking boldly in the Lord, which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands. So they did great signs and wonders. And it says, but the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews and part with the apostles. And when there was an assault made both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers to use them despitefully and to stone them, they were ware of it, and fled into Lystra and Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lies round about. So, and let's read one verse. It says, and there they preached the gospel. So everywhere Paul them went, and the disciples, they were preaching the gospel. They was experiencing opposition. Certain things were going on. Okay, that's all we're gonna deal with in that. So things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. See, and then the time to come going forward, we're gonna do also miraculous works. We're gonna do miraculous feats, miraculous works. But what will we do with spiritual power? Well, we're gonna do a lot of things. We're gonna heal. We're gonna make believers out of people. We're gonna whoop a lot of ass. We're gonna beat down our enemies. There's many things, and this is one of the most sought after things. One of the more fun things to talk about for a lot of Jakes. You have Israelites that come into the truth newly. They don't know nothing about the truth, but they know spiritual power. Jake think they're gonna get spiritual power just to be damn niggas. No, you're not. And for the most part, on this side, only the elect is gonna get spiritual power. The Most High not gonna give spiritual power to niggas in the hood. Just you can be in the hood doing shit, turning shit into gold and platinum, make all your teeth gold so you can, walk around, got diamonds in your teeth. See, I did that. I got spiritual power, I turn my teeth to a grill, bro. No. I had a bunch of crack rocks. I turned them shits into gold nuggets. Nope. That's not what it's for. It's not for people to floss. This is for the name of the Lord to be exalted. This is going to be the time where Yahweh Bashim Yahushua makes his name known. He's going to show the world who his men are. Just as I said in the other lesson, you're going to see these guys that saying that name. Excuse me, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The Most High is going to show you that that's his true name by the men that do these miraculous works. You ain't going to see these other people calling these names doing those spiritual power. You ain't gonna see nobody calling on JC doing no spiritual power. You ain't gonna see that. Let's see what we got, what the brothers got. This is GMS Day of Doom, Matthew 10:7. And as you go preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand, heal the sick. How you gonna just heal the sick? You can't just do it on your own. You need the spirit of the Lord working with you. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give. So it is there. It's all over the scriptures, all in the scriptures, different versions and forms of spiritual power, both in the past and in the future to come. What else? Yeah, this is fire. This is and we read this in the last lesson. Let's read it now. Isaiah 40:29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. And this is an individual right here. You don't really know what's going on. We're gonna rid the 2/3. We're gonna rid niggas of their demons. If you ain't of the elect, we ain't gonna rid them of nothing. Okay. In certain situations, there may be a person that's a believer that have a demon and we'll cast a demon off of them. We ain't gonna go through the hood and find all the dope rappers and then cast the demons off of them so they can be no, you got the wrong idea of what's going on. Okay. This is for the household of faith. This ain't for regular ass average Israelites. Okay. If during that time if brothers have spiritual power and you see a sister or brother that's afflicted, a brother or a sister, those that do the will of the Lord, then you're gonna help them. That's what's meant. But see, again, that's an individual that they think that this is just something to joke about. This ain't nothing to joke. This is a serious thing. Spiritual power is a serious thing. It's not we're gonna be flying, we're gonna do a kung fu. Even though I said in the dream I was, whipping a lot of ass, but it's the spiritual aspect of it, right? Because it's in some situations, it's all good. Don't sweat it. But you said we're gonna be ridding niggas of their demons. Just go back to either putting up scriptures or just holding your peace. That's what we want. Anyway, but see, that's the thing that I'm talking about. A lot of jakes, it's things like a joke. It's like a comic book. The spirit of the Lord and what the Most High is going to do. This is not a comic book. This is real deal stuff. This is a heavy things going to be going on. Okay. Yeah, this dude, another guy. He doesn't know what the hell is going on either. Just talking. Jake just be talking shit. 2/3. Yeah, Morning Star. What if look at this guy? You can't hardly do shit without niggas and demons showing up. What if Jesus returned as white? We don't give a fuck because we don't worship no Jesus, so we ain't worried about it. Why don't you go and find him? Because we're not looking for no Jesus, okay? How the hell he gonna be white? The Savior gonna be white when the scriptures tell us how he looked. You already thinking with a small. You got a very low. I ain't even gonna even get too graphic. You got a low vibration. You have a low vibration, and we're not trying to deal with it. Let's just move on. This guy here, look, low vibrational being. 2/3 of the earth is already covered in water. Okay, great, great. Goodbye. Au revoir, Shoshana. Let's go on. We ain't even talking about the earth being covered in water. What is this guy? What is it? But you know what? If even in your regular life, if you go out to your car and you turn on a light, or if you turn a light on your porch, what happens? Bugs show up. So we turn on the light, all the creepy crawlers come out to play. See this? But again, like I'm saying, Jake think this is something to play with. They see the neat art, the guys shooting beams out of their hands and all kind of shit going on. They think that's neat. They want to be a part of that. But this is a reward for the elect, man. Just like what the truth is. This ain't for all Israelites. This ain't just for your average nigga. He got a pack of cools in his shirt pocket, a couple of Newports behind his ear, and he go, oh shit, I'm floating off the ground. No, it's not for you. These are for the same individuals that teaching the word, that's being diligent, things like that. The Most High going to use this to make his name be known. It's not this. This is not for no shits and giggles. This ain't for no Negro shit. This ain't for that. Let's go on, brother. Salakia, but that's good that you see these examples, because you have to be. This is a serious-minded topic. Serious-minded things. Just because we talk about spiritual power, see, there's a lot of times Jake be glamorizing stuff. We're gonna take the nigga, we're gonna reach in his throat, we're gonna pull his whole skeleton out, like on Mortal Kombat. We're gonna do fatalities on niggas. While some of that stuff may be true, this is not even what the spirit that you should be in. It's gonna be a great humbling for whoever possesses spiritual power, and for those that see it, this is gonna scare the crap out of people. The Lord is gonna literally have people doing miracles. If the word spiritual power wasn't used, let's say we use the word miracles, that's a little bit softer, and it doesn't attract so many bugs, because you see the men flying and different stuff going on. Sure, that's great. And Jake love kung fu movies and they love superhero movies, but this is something way more than that. Like I said, there's subtle spiritual power, subtle things that'll be done, such as just hiding yourself. Like Yahushua did. He conveyed himself away. When crowds came, he would just, he would either turn like the atmosphere would, like how the predator does. He bends light to make himself not be seen. He can blend in among certain individuals, change the way that he look. See, these are subtle things that'll be done. Healing individuals, right? Being able to be, for example, a great spiritual power will be when there's no power or things are bad. We can make wherever you're staying at, you and brothers or sisters or your family, whoever, you can make power still be on. You may be able to make it where the cable still play. You can go in and watch TV for a day or two. If you're in a hot climate, maybe you'll be able to do something, to experience you can cool off the house. Or if you're in a place that's freezing cold, you can make heat. Things like that. Subtle things that's gonna aid us into getting to the end of Jacob's trouble, because we don't know how we're gonna get to the end. All this shit is gonna be going on. They're gonna be hunting the men of the Lord. So the Most High is gonna give us, we believe, a little something extra. Okay, so let's continue on. Yeah, this is a good one. This is the Toner 2515. And you should probably, get you a more spiritual name. Psalms 110:3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. When people see the power the Lord gonna give his men, they're gonna be willing to listen then. And for some, that's what it's gonna take. Some people, may be a little confused. So maybe they need to see a miracle manifest, and then they'll believe, if they're allowed to do so. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. What does that mean? We have the dew of our youth. We're going to be back again like we were in the old days, when King David was leaping over walls, breaking bowls of steel. How you think King David defeated Goliath? He didn't just get lucky. We read it in the last lesson. He put the stone in his sling. He prayed in the name of the Lord. And when he threw it, the Spirit of the Lord guided that stone and put extra mustard behind it to go through that damn dude. It sank into his head. This is a 7-foot ass, 8-foot ass dude, and your ass a regular 6 feet or whatever he was. Some say King David might have been 6'5". He was, we was bigger back then. He threw that stone and went through a damn this dude's head, man. Right? So that right there was something extra. That was extra. See? So the Lord is gonna do that again. It's gonna be different things. If we can do things like we said, like hide ourselves. Maybe the whole neighborhood is being swamped by troops, and you can go into your house and make your door where when they come to see it, they can't find your door to even get into the house. It might look just like a wall, and they won't think nobody's in there. See, things like that. When the troops try to come and get at you, maybe you'll call up a dust storm and get sand and shit all in their tanks and in their engines, and it won't start. It don't always have to be something miraculous like that. It could be something very subtle that you do. This is for cerebral men of the Lord and women of the Lord. This ain't no nigga shit, man. This is something a whole nother level. This ain't no, man, you made fire come out your hand, bro. Then you throw it up a rock in the sky. You shot somebody, like some Iron Man shit. No, way more to the truth than just being niggas like we on a hero movie. And we're gonna use the power of the Lord. We're gonna use our power for good. And some of that good is be when it, like the brother spoke on, Ariel Banya Howard. Sure, the scriptures do indicate, like I even had in a dream, it may be a time we're gonna hunt certain individuals and look for them. Sure. We're gonna whoop a lot of ass, man. And a lot of the 2/3 gonna get judged. What do you think gonna happen when a man of the Lord got spiritual power and he come across, a whole bunch of niggas doing nigga shit? You're gonna judge them. You're gonna ask them questions. Depending on how they answer questions, they might have to get put to death. That's just how the Lord gonna do it. That's possibility. That's a possibility. Now, let me get some of these great scriptures from the brothers. There was a couple of bad ones I saw up there. We're gonna actually get that in Isaiah 41. We're gonna read that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to this. Let's go to Revelation. This is a promise from the Lord. Just like when you read in Revelation chapter 11, it speaks on this. And one thing I really hate is when the truth is niggerized or commercialized or turned into a hip hop or turned into a comic book. I hate that shit, man. Because this is something this is for the Israelites. This ain't for black people who call themselves Israelites. This ain't for that. This ain't that trendy shit. This is for the serious minded brothers and sisters. Although others will see it and they try to, like Jake do with everything else. They want to put a hip hop spin on it. This ain't that. We ain't put no hip hop spin on the word of the Lord and on his truth. So this is Revelation chapter 11. Don't try to niggerize the truth, man. I hate that shit. This is Revelation 11. We're going to start at verse 1. It says the two witnesses, right? And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High. Now the temple of the Most High are his people. This reed that was like unto a rod, this is the Holy Bible is speaking of. And the altar and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out. These are the other nations on the outside. And measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 40 and 2 months. So these people without the law, hey, the Lord is not concerned with them. He's saying, measure the people of the Most High. And I will give power unto my two witnesses. Now, who are the two witnesses? On the one hand, you have, I'm trying to say it right, Elijah, right, and Moses, I believe it is, right? And it's going to tell some of their miracles that they did. No, but in the second fold of that is the two witnesses are the two kingdoms of Israel, the house of Judah. I'm sorry, the house of Judah, which is the southern kingdom of Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, and then you have the northern kingdom, which are the 10 tribes. Okay, so the two witnesses are the Israelites, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, which is the elect from those two kingdoms, and they shall prophesy 1,263 days, clothed in sackcloth. Who do you see prophesying? You see men from Judah, Levi, Benjamin, and then you see men from the northern kingdom who are prophesying, right? These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Who are the two olive trees? You have the olive tree and you have the wild olive tree, right? Y'all know who it is. It's the Israelites. And the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Now let's get real quick a precept. Standing before the God of the earth, as it says here. Let's get Zechariah chapter 4. Who you see on the highways and hedges emptying out golden oil, you see Israelites doing that. This is Zechariah 4, and I'll start at 10. For who have despised the day of small things, for they shall rejoice and see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord which run to and fro through the whole earth, these angels. Then answered I and said unto him, what are these 2 olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick and upon the left side thereof? And I answered again, and said unto him, what be these 2 olive branches which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves? And he answered me and said, knowest thou not what these be? And I said, no, my Lord. Then said he, these are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth. And these 2 olive trees, olive branches, right, emptying out the golden oil. These are the 2 kingdoms of Israel preaching the gospel. This word is likened to a golden oil. When you go to the virgins, 5 are wise and 5 are foolish. The 5 wise virgins, what are they doing? They're trimming their lamps with that oil. See, let's also get another precept, Jeremiah 11. See if we can get it here. For the olive trees, because when you go into Romans 11, those olive trees spoken of there, that's talking about Israelites. Those branches that were broken off that can be grafted in again, all Israelites. The Christians don't understand our book. This is Jeremiah 11 and 13. We'll start at 12. No, you know what? Salakia. Let's jump down a bit. So this here is verse 15. What hath my beloved to do in mine house, seeing she hath wrought lewdness with many, and the holy flesh is passed from thee? How? They became like unto Gentiles. When thou doest evil, then thou rejoicest. The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. What branches? For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee. For the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, these are the 2 olive trees and the branches, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal. Why were they broken off? Because of unbelief. See, the branches are broken off because of unbelief. So Yahushua came on the scene to bring us back to our own olive tree. So going back all the way back now to Revelation, again, verse 4, these are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. Now on the spiritual level, what do we do when people come against the truth? We bring that fire out. We bring that fire out of the scriptures and they get devoured. In the spirit, they get devoured, right? The word is likened to a double-edged sword, is known as a sharp weapon. You know, it's also known as fire. I should make that my word in that mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them, right? But also, too, when you breathe fire out of your mouth, what do? You call down curses on people, just like Elijah did. Let's get that. Let's see if we can get it to come up. Yeah. 2 Kings 1 and 10. And we'll start at verse 9. Then the king sent unto him a captain of 50 with his 50. And he went up to him, and behold, he sat on the top of an hill, and he spake unto him, thou man of God, the king has said, come down. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. So that's how fire can come out of your mouth. It doesn't have to be like you a fire breathing dragon. You just and blow fire out of your mouth. You see? So you have to understand that. It ain't and at some point it could become literal, but more or less is going back into the history talking about Elijah. And also we will be able to call down fire and consume individuals. Because when the Lord was on the scene, Peter them asked that. We're gonna go and get it. Again, also he sent unto him another captain of 50 with his 50. Salakia. Yeah, pop-ups. And he answered and said unto him, O man of God, thus hath the king said, come down quickly. And Elijah answered and said unto them, if I be a man of the Most High, let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And the fire came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. And it went on like this certain way, right? Let's get another one. Ye know not what manner. Now we have here, this is Mark 13, I believe. Let's see if this is the right verse, the right chapter and verse. No, that's not it. Let's see. Oh, come on, man. Son of man. I'll just be patient here. Some of these scripts I ain't brought out in a long time. Uh damn it. Yeah. This is good. So this is Luke chapter 9 and verse no, this is fire. We're going to go to verse 49. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in our name, and we forbade him because he followeth not us. And Yahushua said unto him, forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. And we went into this the other week when guys are saying that we don't give brotherly love to those outside a great millstone. That's a damn lie, because we do. And Yahushua even said that we don't forbid individuals that don't have great millstone in their name, because they're still offshoots, they're still affiliates, just because they're not particularly in the group, they are in the group indirectly. And it came to pass when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem, and sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him, because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elias did? So they was like, you want to say, hey, Lord, you want to call down fire on them because they didn't receive you? But he turned and rebuked them and said, you know not what manner of spirit ye are of. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. So right then he rebuked them. He rebuked them because he was like, look, just because they don't receive me now don't mean that they won't receive me later. And we the same way. Sometimes you'll see Jakes come up. It was a couple that came up in camp. What's the day? Monday, yesterday. This older man and older woman, and they had on ankhs, right? The Egyptian ankhs on their necks, but they was attentive, they was respectful, they was quiet. So just because they wasn't in the truth now don't mean that they won't come into. And they was listening. They was taking everything we was giving them, and they you could see that they were pricked by the word. It was really great, man. Actually, it was a very good feeling preaching the gospel to so-called Negroes. And like everything we brought out, it was like they was wondering, like, wow, we never heard this. We was going into the curses and showing them the slave ships and the yokes of iron. And even though they didn't call themselves as Christians, and they actually heard us, and I was speaking harsh on purpose. And when they came by, they went down the street and they came back and they wanted to hear more. See? So the Lord told him right there. Let's read that again. But see, they was inquiring about that fire. See, they even knew about the legend of Elijah calling down fire from heaven. Let's read it again here. This is Luke 9. And we just jump into 54. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elias did? But he turned and rebuked them and said, ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And he's speaking of the Israelites. He ain't just talking about men in general. He's talking about the Israelites, okay? When he said men's lives. and they went to another village. So he said, nah, don't sweat it. He didn't want to call fire down from heaven and destroy them because they wouldn't receive him at that time. Yahushua was very wise, of course, and he knew that there were going to be some that was going to be drawn to him later on, just like now. That's why we say constantly pray for your family members. Just because they're hard now, wait till shit get real bad and then they see you manifest some type of miracle. They'll believe then. So you just never know. Just keep praying for them and holding out. Now, that don't mean all our family's going to get the truth, but there will be some that will be swayed when things get rough. So, keep the faith. So anyway, back in Revelation 11:4, these are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth, the two kingdoms of Israel in our time now. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. Now, in our time now, there could be a time where people come after you and you pray to the Lord and the damn chariot might shoot a lightning bolt down and melt their ass in the powder. You see? You can call, Esau got the power now. He can call down fire from heaven. What does he do? Get on his radio and call airstrikes, and they come and they annihilate individuals. So it could manifest in different ways. It's happened in the past. It's coming in the future. We believe. He goes on. These have power. Who are these? The two olive trees and the two candlesticks. The Israelites. More importantly, it's going to be those that are of the elect. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of prophecy. Now, one guy tried to get slick one time and say, "You GMS niggas, the scriptures say the real men of the Lord are gonna be able to stop the rain in the time of their prophecy." No, it says in the time of our prophecy. It didn't say the days of our prophesying. Jake think that now when we go out there to teach and it's raining, if we can't stop it from raining, that means we're not men of the Lord. But you don't understand the meaning of words. This is the time of our prophesying. The time of our prophecy is going to be what's coming up shortly. So in the days of our prophecy, we will be able to have that power if we need it to stop the rain. And Elijah did it. It's twofold. Elijah stopped the rain back in his day. Did he not? He made it where it didn't rain. Let's see if we could get that. Let's see. Man. Just do this. If a brother know what the scripture was showing Elijah stopping it from raining, well, yeah. Oh, you know what? I already found it. 1 Kings 17:1. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. Woo! You see that? He called a drought on them. See? So first and foremost, it's speaking of him, but it's also speaking of the future, because listen to the way that it's worded. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood. Now, Moses did that, right? Moses and Elijah. But listen further, and have power over waters to turn into blood, and to smite the earth with plagues as often as they will. It didn't say as often as they would, like past tense. It says as often as they will. So this is a future prophecy as well, speaking on the old days, but also going forward. And really in the deeper thing, Elijah, came in the flesh already. He came again, right? And Moses may come back, or may have been back at a particular time in reincarnation. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. So that's going to be something that's going to be beautiful to see. Brothers smiting the earth with plagues, you see? So just like I said, when the troops try to come after us, there may be a brother among us who can make it where, if they try to start their vehicles up, they just ignite it in flames. Maybe the birds will come and get in their windshields so they can't see, or make a great storm come that's impossible to navigate. Different types of way the Lord is going to manifest his spiritual power. Okay. GMS Champagne. Oh, yeah, it says Champagne. Luke 137, for with the Most High, nothing shall be impossible. That's right. With the Most High, nothing shall be impossible. Right? If you can believe it, you can achieve it. What did the Lord say? If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you shall say to this mountain, depart hence. So it's good. It's all about faith. Let's see what else we got on the comment board. Yeah, this is fire. Yeah. Raising from the dead happened in the history. GMS spiritual arc, Luke 8:54. And he put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise. This is a little girl, a woman that had passed away. Right. So the Savior had everybody go out, and he put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. He said, don't tell nobody I brought her back to life. See that? These types of things are going to come again. There may be a situation, and the brother had all that. Man, I should have read some of this. Luke 8:50, but when Yahushua heard it, he answered him, saying, fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter and James and John and the father and the mother of the maiden. This is an actual maiden, not a little girl. And all wept and bewailed her, but he said, weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out because they was they wasn't believing. And he took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. See? So they're going to be the same type of situations happening. Maybe a brother or sister, little child might, go into a deep spell of sleep, which we say death, and we might be able to raise them back up. Or they may do it. You might have had something like that happen now. We don't know everything going on in everybody's house. Your son or daughter might, choke on something, or you know how kids do little things. Jake, why do you think? Why do you think? Why did he say not to tell? For the same reason we would. Here it is, you got a village of people, and you bring somebody back to life. You know how niggas would make an uproar. He didn't want nobody. He did that in other things. When he healed people, he said he charged him, tell no man what I have done for thee. Because the Savior didn't want people to believe on him necessarily because of miracles. Just like in this time, it's gonna be faith. Now, some people he wanted to believe, but at that time he didn't want that. That's just, it's not written. So he told them not to tell people because this or that. But we have to understand that and just know. He said, don't. It didn't say why he told him that. Now you can unblock the brother. He all right. That brother okay. He all right. He didn't mean nothing by it. I got a little rapport with that brother. He all right. Yeah, this is also, see, like I said, this is more than just about doing some some stuff, some neat tricks. The spiritual power is not for neat tricks. It's not a parlor, it's not parlor tricks. This is for the spirit of the Lord. This is for the Lord's name to be raised, to be known throughout the earth. This is a good scripture though. This is Gabar Dama, Matthew 16:19, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Just like we're going to have the ability to make guilt stick to individuals. You think like you got these dudes making these videos. This one dude that got kicked out of Great Millstone, the former leader from the Mississippi camp. That dude is so hurt. He's a disgruntled little fucking child, man. But so he's trying to come against the whole doctrine and saying, trying to cause unbelief. Well, all he's doing is manifesting his own demons. He's allowing, and he's going to bring others with him. See, that dude doesn't understand though. By doing that, he don't really understand the full truth. But by coming against the apostles like that, you commit a grievous sin. He think that some kind of way he gonna be able to go to the Lord and accuse men. You just really don't understand. It was the same way during Moses' time. Korah, Abiram, and Dathan thought that they was gonna be able to go to the Lord and accuse Moses. But what did the Lord do? The Lord said, you against my man. See, the Most High set up leaders, and his leaders are the apostles of Great Millstone. And if you fucking around with them, you coming after them, coming against them, you think that because you're Israelite, you're gonna be able to rise up and the Lord gonna honor you. He's not gonna honor you. He's gonna say, why you didn't listen to my men? Why you didn't listen to my leadership? The Most High don't deal like that. He don't deal. He got a group over here. They got the truth. Then he got another group over here. He got set up as leaders, but the guys that's coming against the leaders, the Most High gonna say, no, it's all right. They Israelites too. No, the Lord ain't gonna do that. He's never done that. He deals with his leaders, who the people he set up in authority. When people were coming against the disciples and the apostles and the Lord and against Paul, what happened to them? They was getting fucking dealt with, man. And that's what's gonna happen to all you niggas. All you niggas think you're gonna come against the apostles. You know, you're trying to tear down the truth. You can't tear down the truth, man. A challenge to you. You are fucking weak. And the Lord is gonna make an example out of your black ass. That's what's gonna happen to you, man. Any of you come against the apostles, Lord gonna make examples of your fucking ass. You watch in a few months, this dude won't be nowhere around teaching the gospel. I give him, he might ride on fumes for a year, but soon he gonna make his disappearance soon, one way or another. You watch. We ain't worried about nobody like that, man. You guys, you old news. You old news. Your nuts is crushed because you offended. But you know what? It was the right move to kick your black ass out because you're a demon, man. You're a demon talking to a war. You're a demon of war. Lord gonna melt your ass unless you repent. That's just what it is. Let's go on. Salakia, bros. This shit get me heated. This nigga making videos, you know, war to them, the commandments of men. Fucking little weakling. Nobody giving commandments of men. You know it ain't like that. It's amazing how when guys will be in the camp, everything is great. When they get kicked out, now everything is wrong now. Then he got this little retarded nigga. The dude that's with him, let me give y'all a rundown of this guy that's with him. I think the dude's name is Anaya. The one to be studied. That dude. This dude, when he went try to get in the Mississippi camp, the brothers in Mississippi told him, this is why the guy's offended. The underling. This dude is offended because, or he was offended. He tried to join the camp and he wanted to teach, and brothers in the camp told him that he wasn't on the level to teach yet. He got to be on the other side. Now that here this nigga is, you a former head of the camp and you letting this guy lead you. That's how dumb you look. Two guys that need on helmets. That's how low you niggas are, man. You are niggas. Niggas. That dude Anaya, he ain't no man of the Lord. That dude is he's a damn remedial student who can't even speak proper English. He's a remedial student. Yeah, and Apostle Gabar said, you know, we ain't gonna call the guys Bird and Ernie or nothing like that, but whatever. They're not right in the head, man. That dude Anaya who do the brothers. Man, shut up. Shut your ass up. You want us to learn from that? You can't teach nobody nothing. You can't teach nobody nothing, man, because you don't know shit. How you rising up now like you're gonna be this great deep teacher, this man of the Lord, and then you couldn't even make the cut. Couldn't even make the cut. Which really was the spirit of the Lord rejecting your ass. That's all it was. And I said it. Now what? Anyway, moving on, brother. Salakia. I mean, not that I said anything wrong, but this lesson is dealing with something else with the spirit. You know, you get aggravated. I ain't even watching no more of that dude videos. Hard to look at. You just keep on trying. You know, we see what you're trying to do. You ain't gonna do nothing. All you're gonna do is lead away those ones that the Lord don't want. Not them crazy niggas coming in your comment. This weird ass nigga from out west. This other little nigga, Naharia, Yahawada, whatever his name is, the little crybaby monkey. That dude. Them niggas come on the comment board together. You niggas don't even believe in the same thing. You trying to galvanize, you know, like you the house of David. You niggas ain't the house of David. You the house of Fred. Fred G. Sanford. Anyway, this is a humble servant of Aharon. 1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. That's right. And them the men the Lord set up, man. The gospel is going throughout the whole earth, international camps, because of whose labor? Because the apostles' labor, man. You know that. You can't. What you think you're gonna do? What you think you're gonna do? You saying they ain't the men of the Lord? The GMS is the house of Saul. Oh yeah, with camps all over the world. That we can't even take credit for that. That's the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Why is the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushua known over all the world? Because the spirit that he put on the apostles, a great millstone. We all their fruit. Everybody on the comment board right now is GMS fruit. All of you. Even if you follow another group, you GMS fruit. The niggas that's talking shit, they fruit of great millstone. Through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's how low you are. You don't get it. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. And when you come against the Most High's men, that's a terrible thing to do. The Lord is he's not going to judge in your favor coming against the men who he set up in authority. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. This is brother Yakar, 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. It's going to start with the Israelites first. And if it first begin at us, what should be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? That's right. You ain't obeying the gospel of the Lord, you got no chance to make it. Yep. You just got to know through faith. That's it. Like the brother said, man, you ain't got to meet them personally. I've never met the apostles personally. I've talked to them on the phone, certain of them, but I never met them personally out of all these years. But you know what? Through faith, we believe that they're the men that the Lord sent. You got to look at the whole picture of it all. You can find shit about all of us that look at this guy. This guy his hairline crooked, is this, is that. You can find shit about me that's wrong. You can find shit that I've done wrong. That don't mean that the Lord ain't dealing through us just because we in the flesh. What do you think is gonna happen? We think we're gonna be sitting Indian style someplace, and then we're gonna be floating we're gonna have cubes floating in the orbs and shit. No, man. We regular men. We regular men. The Lord is gonna, through the foolishness of preaching, He's gonna save them that believe. That's it. Let's go on, bros. Let's get back to it now. Yep. Good scriptures. Great scripts. So going back to the spiritual power topic, and I forget where exactly we were, but we're gonna keep it moving. It's all in the spirit. Whatever edification coming out is coming out. Right? Let's get back to it. So this is the brother, and we'll read this and then we're gonna move it on. GMS in the truth, Orlando, brother Azaria, 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of whom, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. What did we all learn from? And this is the spirit, that bold, that power that came on us, that spirit that came on us. We learned from the apostles, and the spirit came on us in like manner, man. That's what we give credit to. There was a lady on the comment board earlier telling me, I give credit to who your source is. I said, lady, fuck you. What are you talking about? Our source is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, but he sent men on earth as leaders. The Lord has always done it the same way. He had Moses as a leader, had Joshua as a leader, right? He sent all the prophets to be leaders. The Lord ain't came down here himself and led you no place. He sent his men. He sent those forerunners. He sent John the Baptist. He sent Yahweh Shai. He sent Paul and disciples, the lead men, and they had camps back then, right? And certain individuals got put out. Hymenaeus and Alexander did much evil to Paul. Paul said, don't follow. Watch out for these niggas. Watch out for that damn Alexander the coppersmith. Didn't he say that? Certain individual he delivered unto Satan. I'm telling you now, watch out for that damn war. That dude is Satan. He get mad at, I don't give a damn. I ain't even never met him. I mean, but I always, thought he was a good brother, but that dude doing some other shit now. You know what? We can't hold back on him now. There's no respect to person. You open up your mouth, now you got to get to work, period. That's it. My affiliation is I'm going with the side of right. If you go off, whoever you are, you go off, you got to get to work. That's it. We'll put your ass out there, man. And that dude is a demon. That's right, brother. Ambassador of Yahweh, 1 Corinthians 14:32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. The men that were prophets in the old days are going to come back and do the same works. That's it. You can't see that they're great men in the spirit. That's your problem. That just maybe that means the Lord ain't dealing with you. You can't see that. We can see it. Your opinion doesn't matter. All you naysayers out there. So let's move forward. So the spiritual power, what are we going to do with spiritual power? Now, the reason I came up with that title, Through the Spirit, is because there was a lady that got mad at the elder brother Kazak in Mississippi again, right? She got mad at the elder brother Kazak. This was before, a few months back, because he was talking about, spiritual power and putting, I guess he was saying some things about the women, the wicked nigga woman. And this lady came on my comment board like a tattletale saying, this brother, his channel should be taken down off YouTube because he said he want to get spiritual power to kill women. And he never said that. He never said one time he want to get spiritual power to kill no damn women. What he did say was we're going to have spiritual power and some women going to get put to death. But that ain't why we're going to get spiritual power. How'd that look? The Lord going to give us spiritual power to put to death those who's already going to destroy anyway. Like, that's not the whole reason why the Lord giving men spiritual power. It's first and foremost that his name would be known throughout all the earth. Secondly, to defend ourselves or to help ourselves and to bring forth some of the Lord's judgments. And it's in the scriptures. We're going to be doing mighty works through the Spirit of the Lord. Let's get that. And brothers got some great scriptures dealing with the elders and whatnot. But I want to move on because I didn't say it too much. You know what I mean? So this is I won't say I said too much, but I don't want to stay on that. Anyway, this is Micah 4:10. I believe. Is that what I want? Yeah, we'll start from verse 10. It says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. like a woman in travail, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. So the Israelites going to be scattered into all the nations of the earth, and we're going to go even to Babylon, right? There there shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. So the main place of deliverance is Babylon the Great, which kills the all 10 tribes being in Africa. It's stupid. It's a stupid ass doctrine. You can't prove it worth a shit. The bulk of the captivity is in Babylon the Great. Sure, we in all nations, but the main place is in Babylon the Great and on this side of the world. There shalt thou be delivered from there shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. That main enemy is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. So never forget, the nations are your enemies, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel, for the Lord shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. For what? That's that wheat about to be delivered. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord. That's many things going on right here. The Lord said, I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass. Imagine if a horse had hoofs of brass, right? It means his physical. A movie I think about is what's that movie called? Where the RZA was in it, where his hands got chopped off and he had them 2 iron fists. The man with 2 iron fists, which I love that movie. It's kind of cheesy, and some of it is kind of cheesy. Him falling in love and his acting was not so great, but the movie in itself. Remember the dude Batista had the brass body, shit like that. Shit like that, man. They get that from the scriptures. I will make thy hoofs brass. I don't know why this lady got a fox popping up out of a box. So see, that's the light. Flies are coming again. If that flame start flickering, all kind of bugs start popping up. You see? Look, chill with cat. Oh, goodbye. That's it. The man with the iron fist. Yep. Listen to what the Lord said. Again, in this verse. See, the Lord gonna do that. Arise and thresh. When you thresh something like wheat, you threshing it, you chopping it. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people. See that? You're gonna beat in pieces many people. Now, this is, leading up to the kingdom. During after this could be also after Babylon the Great is destroyed, right? And we come back to conquer. We be beating in pieces, beating them into captivity. But even before that, before Jacob, when Jacob's trouble is going on, certain brothers gonna get that ability. And I was seeing that in the vision, man. I was fighting. I don't remember seeing a bunch of blood or nothing too miraculous as far as that, but it was just the speed was on a whole nother level. The people couldn't even compete. And I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord. And their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. You're gonna take all their possessions and you're gonna dedicate it to the Lord. When you consecrate something, you take it and you dedicate it. You repurpose it. So they're gonna go to Fort Knox, and I'm just using that as an example. We're gonna take all the gold back, and we're gonna say, in the name of the Lord of hosts, we're gonna dedicate it to him. And what's he gonna say? You spend it. The Lord don't got use for no gold, no silver, and there's substance to the Lord of the whole earth. So that's an ass whipping right there. And it's gonna be on a spiritual level. It's gonna be on a spiritual power level. It ain't just no regular random. We got into 20 fights and we won all 20. No, we're gonna be whipping ass on a whole nother level. Okay, this is gonna be some history, some historical shit, some historical ass whoopings, man. And as a matter of fact, it's further in the scriptures. And this ain't to the niggas in the hood standing around at the store, throwing them damn nickels and pennies against the wall and shooting dice. It ain't for you. This is for the men of the Lord. This is Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. Heard that? The Lord is going to be the one doing the fight, but who's he going to use? He's going to use Jacob. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations. Don't the scriptures say, to him that overcometh shall I grant power over the nations? Yeah, it does. Revelation 2, round about verse 23, I believe, 26. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. There's the church. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers, the military folks. See, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. See, so it's gonna be some random ass whippings going out. It's gonna be some things gonna be happening, man. The Lord gonna put that spirit on his men. Now, on some level, we know the 2/3 gonna get, they're gonna go wild at certain times. They're gonna do stuff, before the fall of society. But only gonna put the spirit on his men when shit is all messed up during Jacob's trouble. Especially after the deliverance, we come back down. That's gonna be the main time we whipping ass right there. This is a great scripture. This is GMS in the Truth Orlando. Because see, Jake love to use these scriptures and try to make like, how the hell you gonna get 2/3 niggas to organize and do anything? You ain't gonna get that. They're gonna be spazzing out doing certain shit, sure. But the Most High gonna use that in some ways to put judgment on them 2/3 ass niggas. Because they're gonna rise up and do little stuff, and the Most High gonna have them get mowed down by Esau. Ezekiel 25:14, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord, Lord power. See? So what does it say in Obadiah? Obadiah 1:18. The house of Jacob should be a fire, the house of Judah a flame, something like that. Excuse me, in the house of Esau for stubble. That's what you're gonna see. But that's coming way later. During Jacob's trouble, certain random shit could just be happening, man. We gonna see. The Lord didn't tell us exactly when and where a lot of these things are gonna take place. Some of them gonna happen when we back in the Holy Land, or when we gonna be conquering. Because after the elect comes down out of the chariots, Jerusalem coming down as a bride adorned for her husband. I think it's Revelation 22. A lot of that ass whooping gonna be happening then. Because like we said, when the nuclear missiles destroy Babylon the Great and the elect get taken up, the rest of the world gonna be still going on. It's gonna be going through turmoil with all the disasters and the nuclear, shit is the nuclear, war that happened. But we're gonna come back down and we're gonna take over. Don't it say, brother? Please put up Revelation 11 and 15. It ain't gonna just happen. It's got to be done. Just like the kingdom, New Jerusalem is just the actual Holy Land is not gonna just be built already. No, it's gonna have to be done. We're gonna have slave labor to do that. But the people ain't gonna go willingly. We're gonna have to beat them into submission. How we gonna do it? The Lord gonna make us. We're gonna have new bodies, and we're gonna be superhuman individuals. We're gonna have spiritual power, man. That's what's gonna be going on. We're gonna enforce the word of the Lord on the whole earth. That iron rule, that rod of iron is gonna come on the planet, and they're gonna literally see the chariots. Hey, man, it's gonna be a whole nother level. This ain't no little Negro shit. We're gonna stay in Esau world. We're gonna get, from 25th down to 110th. That's our blocks. Over here, you got the Italians, they ruling. No, man, we're gonna take over every damn thing. The whole planet gonna be ours. The Lord is gonna lead us. He's gonna be a great military commander, and we're gonna whoop ass. Okay, from all under heaven, from one end of heaven to the other. Everything you see is gonna be ours. The Lord gonna put that spirit out there. He's gonna give his men that power. And he gonna order us. He gonna tell us what to do. GMSNARRATORSC7, Revelation 11:15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the first wave is gonna be when the chariots come. Every eye shall see him, and they're gonna be in pitiful case when they see these chariots coming. They're gonna zap and fuck up Esau's whole military, all the kingdoms of the earth. The Lord gonna be lighting all their armies, fucking them up, man. Right? And then he's gonna save us up into the chairs. We're gonna come back and we're gonna take over the whole entire planet. And that's a lot of ass whooping right there. That's right. GMS Gabar Dama, Salaki Gabar Dama. Revelation 21:2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, this is the people, first and foremost, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, with the new bodies, with immortality, with spiritual power, and the knowledge of all the shit that these nations have done unto us. What you think we're gonna do? We're gonna we're gonna enforce the rule of the kingdom of heaven on these nations. You can't get around reading all these scriptures. These nations try to paint this little image of everybody holding hands in the kingdom. Hell no. We're gonna break them. We're gonna beat them with rods of iron. We're gonna force them to follow our ways. Like Esau did. He came and he conquered the world and made them go after his ways. Now you got white Jesus everywhere and dollar bills in other economies with the most power. Well, hey, our way is gonna be the Lord's way. Let's say it that way. The Lord's way is gonna be what's rule. That's gonna be the word of the earth. What the Israelites want going on. You got to start thinking on another whole level. We ain't just here preaching, just to call, say what we want to say. No, we prophesying what's going to literally happen. We're telling you this stuff. It's written in the word. We didn't make it up. We ain't lying. So this is Micah 5. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as they do from the Lord." Are we not? Is Jacob not among many people now? Sure we are. "And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as they do from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver." You heard that? You can't deliver if it's a baby sheep getting about to get ripped up by a lion. Can't nobody save that little baby sheep or a goat or whatever. That's what the nation's gonna be like when when the Lord give us that power. Then thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. When the Lord gonna do that? In the war in heaven. Revelation 12:7. Michael and his angels fought, and the dragon fought and his angels. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. They're gonna get cast down. All their chariots, all their military might gonna get destroyed, man. Then the missiles gonna come and fuck up another part of them over there in the Middle East. There ain't gonna be no this great army and military force, the space force, and all that, man. The Lord about to run through that shit like nothing. "And I will cut off the cities, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers." See, all those witches and warlocks, they're gonna be confounded. "Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities." Them the churches gonna be, man, them little churches ain't gonna exist no more. "And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. And in every land where we go to, we're gonna take their false gods, we're gonna turn their groves and churches and places of worship into shit houses. We're gonna level them, they're gonna be destroyed." The scriptures say, even upon the Gentiles, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Ain't gonna be no more false gods to worship, falling down no magic carpet. None of that shit is gonna be allowed. It's gonna be all done away with. We're gonna turn everything into what? It's gonna be our world, the world of the Israelites. Anybody worshiping anything else, you're gonna get dealt with. Call us liars, call us crazy. It's right here in the scriptures. Sorry if you can't see it. Sorry, not sorry. Isaiah 41. Listen to this vivid imagery. What the Lord say? This is Isaiah 41, verse 8. "But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend." This is Abraham. We faith through Abraham. But wait a minute. It's the seed of Abraham, and Isaac, and Isaac shall thy seed be called. So it's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can't get in through faith of Abraham. Abraham didn't spawn all the nations, and it's the chosen seed, Abraham, and from Abraham was Isaac, and from Isaac was Jacob. That's it. That's who the Lord dealing with. He says again, but thou Israel, whose name was changed from Jacob to Israel, that came forth from who? Abraham, and then Isaac, and then Jacob. But thou Israel art my servant, Jacob whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham my friend, thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth. What? Who was that? That's the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners that came from all the nations. Don't Deuteronomy say 28:64 say, I will scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth to the other? Yeah, it does say that. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Replacement theology. See, the Lord is dealing with the nations now. Shut your ass up. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Where we going to get the strength from is from the Lord. What kind of strength? Spiritual power and all kind of strength, right? Them that are feeble among you shall be as David. That's the strength we're going to get. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with thy right, with the right hand of my righteousness. And the right hand is Yahweh Shai. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Did we make that up? It's right there. What is in the Old Testament? But it's an end time prophecy. Hasn't happened yet. And they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord, Yahweh thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. He said it again. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. Why the Lord call us worms? Because he put us under the curses, and we have no might in our hand. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. How you going to do it, Lord? Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains. Mountains symbolize governments, right? And hills symbolize smaller governments. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small. And thou shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away. And the whirlwind shall scatter them. The chariots going to come. They're going to scatter individuals. The whirlwinds of heaven going to come. And that great destroying wind, the nuclear missiles going to do something too. Going to do a lot of something. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away. And the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. See it? Then the Lord give you some little minor things he's going to do. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, their tongue faileth for thirst. I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. And this thing's going to be happening. Maybe the men of the Lord might be able, bring water. Like how Moses struck the rock, water came out of the rock. Different things going on. I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land springs of water. The Lord gonna be having men doing miracles, man. See, and he may just literally have the angels come and do things for us as well. But the Lord is gonna give men that spiritual power, and it's not for no comic book shit. This is serious stuff. It's for the Lord's purpose. This is fire right here. This is a fire scripture. This is Trey Israel, Psalms 110:66. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. Ooh, I don't even know that, brother, but that's fire. That's a fire. That's a badass scripture. Let's read it again. Psalms 110:66. He will judge the nations, heaping up the dead, pile them up, pile those Persians high, and crushing the rulers of the whole earth. Man, you know it. This is GMS Spiritual Art. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord. What are we doing now? We're fishing. I shall make you to become fishers of men. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. That's right. That's right. And the angels gonna come. They're gonna be hunting. And on some level, we do believe that if the Lord, just imagine if the Lord, if society had fallen, right, and everything is desolate, and Jake is hiding here and there and whatever, and then me and the Lord get spiritual power, Esau can't really fight against us. So what we gonna be doing? We're gonna be going among our people. And if we see certain, and we don't know, the Lord might give us the ability, man. We might have wanted posters. You seen this guy? This Lord give us spiritual power. We looking for these certain individuals. You seen this dude right here? We just come find your ass, man. And that the scriptures don't say that. It's just me, adding in my comedy or whatever. But you don't know, man. We might be hunting, and you just don't know what the Lord gonna do. It's gonna come a time where all them damn words you people speaking out there, you just don't know what the Lord gonna do. The Lord got his men already who he want, and you don't want to be on the opposite side of them, because the Lord is not going to, just like when King David, we read that earlier, when King David said when his enemies called on the Lord, he didn't answer them. Why? Because he was with David. The Lord ain't with everybody. He with his men. If he set up men to do his bidding and you come against that, then your ass got to get rolled over. You can't go against the men that the Lord set up and then pray to the Lord behind their backs. He overlooked me. Nah, the Lord said, whatever you bind on earth, I will bind in heaven. See that? That's just what it is, man. There's another scripture, the John 20:22. Let's see if we can get that real quick. See, people don't really get that. You think we saying something blasphemous. The Most High gives men that literal power. The Lord deal in order, man. He don't deal in chaos. Let's see if this is it. Gonna keep trying to rise up against the Lord's men and think it's gonna be well with you. No, that ain't it. Oh yeah, it is. John 20:21. Then said Yahushua to them again, peace be unto you. As my Father has sent me, even so send I you. Who is the Lord talking to right here? He said the Father sent him, then he sent his disciples in his place. Now who is it? It's handed down from generation to those men that the Lord was dealing with, and they're back in the reincarnation. And we believe the apostles are some of these men. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and saith unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. So the Lord's preparing to go back to the spiritual realm, right? And he's handing over the ministry into his men. And then when they went, they handed over the men. Paul came and he had men, right? And for a while we went to sleep, but then the Lord brought back his men back into the earth. Now the power is given unto them, the power through the Spirit. He says, whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. And whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. So what does it mean? The Lord is going to check with his men and ask who it is guilty, who was doing something against the household of faith. See, you don't really get that. That's the power that the men of the Lord have been given. So when the men of the Lord say, just like with Moses, when Moses prayed for people, the Lord healed them. If Moses said a curse on them, or any of the men of the Lord put a curse on people, that shit stuck. When Elisha turned around and cursed them kids for calling them bald head, and he said, curse them in the name of the Lord, what happened? Did they say, oh God, we didn't mean it, we ain't against you, we just against that guy? No, the bears came and devoured their ass up. That's what happened, man. That's what the Lord is doing. This, he's going to do the same thing. When Moses said, get away from these men, right? What happened? The damn ground opened up and swallowed these niggas and their families up. The Lord gonna do the same thing again. You think it's a light thing to talk against the men of the Lord? You're gonna find out. I wouldn't want to be nobody to come against the apostles, man. That's just the bottom line. You can try to twist it, kissing ass. When you ever seen me kiss any man's ass? When you ever seen that? When you see me bent over backwards? I'm just telling you the truth. And on some level, if we be men of the Lord, it's gonna be the same with us. We all on one accord. Whoever sins, we say, if you guilty, the Lord gonna back us up, your ass guilty. We ain't gonna release you from the guilt unless you do the right thing. That's just what it is. You're not gonna be released from that guilt. So all you raggedy niggas running your mouth, go ahead. When the Lord give the word, you're gonna get dealt with, man. Men, and even now we put curses on certain individuals. I put a curse on Amber Rose the other day. You ain't never known me to put a curse on nobody hardly. But that chick, I put a curse on her ass. And if the Lord honor when normally I don't do that because these people are already cursed anyway. They already fitted for destruction anyway. All those that don't repent gonna already get destroyed, and I don't really feel it necessary to be putting curses on people. But brothers do it. I don't disagree with it. I just don't be doing it. But I got a little bit in the moment, and just the shit she was saying. Her foul nature compelled me to curse her ass. Anyway, let's get some more spiritual power scripts. Let's get them. This is yeah, man. This is, and Israelites have been told we're going to execute judgment on these nations. How you think we're going to do that? We don't have any power now. We can't execute vengeance on nobody. So what are we going to need? We're going to need the Lord to boost us up. He's going to turn us up. And then we're going to put judgment on. See, this is the thing. We're learning the righteous judgments of the Lord now so that we can carry out that office when the time comes. How you think we're going to judge? We had to know both good and evil. See, we've done the evil. Then the Lord made us born again. So now we knowing the good and we're learning. So when that's complete, then the Lord going to say, do this, do that. And we're going to judge very strictly by the word. And he's going to give us the new bodies wherein the law is in us. So we're going to be able to identify right away with new bodies. This man is guilty of this. He's guilty of that. They're breaking this law. They're doing that. What's the judgment, brother? See, it's going to come right out. Bam. And see, the nations, Jake tried to get slick and ask you questions like, well, when the end comes, what's Satan going to be at? Is the Lord going to destroy Satan? No. Satan lives forever. He's a spirit. He's going to still be around tempting these nations because they're not going to have new bodies. They're not going to be immortals. He's going to be still doing things to them, making them go off. And we're going to judge them according to what's written in the word. It's going to be our world. Ain't no way out. Ain't no way out of this. You can't even die out of this because you're going to come back. You're going to come right back and be in the Israelite world. So when John McCain died and George Bush died and these certain presidents pass on, guess what? They're going to be reborn in the kingdom and they're going to be slaves. They're going to be slaves in our world. Like we were slaves in their world, they're going to be slaves in our world. If you don't believe it, that's your problem. Bayan Yasharallah, Psalms 149:4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, the Israelites, and he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. What are they going to do with the two-edged sword? To execute vengeance upon the heathen. Whose vengeance? The Most High's vengeance for what they did to his people. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. How are they going to be punished? To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. They're going to be locked in shackles. To execute upon them the judgment written. What judgment is written? All thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. See that? They're going right into slavery. What will we do with spiritual power? Whoop ass, heal, lift up the name of the Lord, make sure the Lord's name is known, right? Execute judgment and vengeance on all. That's what we're going to do with spiritual power. That's what it's for. It ain't for us to do shit to lift ourselves up. Man, you seen that nigga, man? Jake could get spiritual power and then go into the hood and do some kind of crazy dunk, try to be on ESPN doing this quadruple 360 behind the back and made the ball come to him and then he dunked it. Act like, he was the one that did it. No, that ain't what it's for. It's not for nigga. It's not for monkey shines and Negro, for the Negro Hall of Fame. It's not what it's for. It's not for that. It's something way better going on. All these great scriptures you brothers put up, I can't even keep up. And ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. You good. You all right. I just say for me, brother say I do sometimes curse the dude that stole my 12 tribes chart, and there's nothing wrong with it. You got that power as one of the Lord's servants. The Lord said it. Whatever you bind in heaven on earth, and I forget how it said. I know that he probably does, but you know what? You got to do it. Hey, Yahushua said, whosoever shall be ashamed of me, he's gonna be ashamed of them. That little slick shit that Jake tried to do, they've been doing that since back in the old days. Out in the open for Esau, they're gonna act one way. Then behind the scenes, they're gonna act a certain way. They're gonna pray to the Lord, try to use the name, do all that. Okay, well, you can do it now. But hey, the decision is the Lord's. I don't believe, I just don't see it myself. I don't see Bishop Nate making it, but I don't know everything. I say this: if I make it, y'all make it, we make it, the apostles and Aaron's brothers make it, and then I look over there and I see Bishop Nate, he made it. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say about it. The Lord justified him and said he was all right. He was all right. Whatever. I just don't see it. But who knows? That's anybody. Even this dude of war or whoever, they justified by the Lord. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it. But from what I see, he ain't gonna make it. Bakayar Amanat said Bishop Nate knows Yahweh's name. Think he don't use his name behind closed doors. I know when he was sick, I bet you he was calling on the name of the Lord. That's the only reason his ass got healed. But he back doing them. But see, the Lord does that though. He did it with Pharaoh. What did he do? He would put plagues on him, then he would lighten up. Right? Then he was just about ready to give up. And the Lord said, watch this, angels. And he put another spirit on him and made him harden again. So he could punish his ass again. That's how the Lord worked, man. That's why you have to be careful. We got to always be in the fear of the Lord because we don't know what the master chess player is doing with us. We don't know. Like, look what he's doing with Geno Jennings. The Lord is a bad man. You don't want none of that. He'll whip everybody ass in chess. Checkmate you at any time. You got to be careful, man. Pray and always remain in the fear of the Lord because anyone can get checkmated. Yep, this is fire. GMS Mayakaya Howder. Joshua 23:10. Listen to this. One man of you shall chase 1,000. Stop. How's one man gonna chase 1,000 dudes? How? He gonna have spiritual power. Did you see you whooped 1,000 other men asses and then you're standing there trying to fight you? They ain't gonna want none of that. Samson beat 1,000 men's ass with a jawbone of an ass. Did he not? He didn't do that on his own accord. He wasn't that bad of a dude. I'm sure he was a mighty man. He was a mighty man, but the Lord put the spirit on him. We're going to get that account. One man among you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your power, he it is that fighteth for you as he had promised you. You see that? That's how they did it. Let's get that account. Let's grab that. Hold on. See, when these idiots, people like One Body and Howard Shah see that, they'll say it's an allegory. It's an allegory, man. No, that was a literal giant ass whipping. Samson was laying heaps of Philistines out, man. This is Judges 15:14. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. What happened to him? Did he pray to Baal? Did he get on the magic carpet and pray to Allah? Did he, do some shit and say, Buddha bless you? No, he didn't. Did he call on Jesus Christ? No. He called on it said the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. And when you look at this word Lord, it's the name Yahweh. And he came again into Lehi, and the Philistines shouted against him. And the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Don't forget, these are Philistines. These ain't no little dudes. These are tall ass, shiny black Hamites. Right, with ill intent towards Samson. They already tied him up. And the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So think back to any kung fu movie you ever seen. You know how Bruce Lee would, me illustrated. You know how Bruce Lee would go, and then the people started encircling him, getting around him, all these different men, right? And Bruce Lee being there, getting himself together. And then they would run up one by one. Samson would, I got this jawbone. I'm about to wreck shop. He got a jawbone of an ass, right? Hard bone. What was he about to do? He put in work on these Philistines, big ass, tall Hamites with ill intent toward him, blood, clot, murder. This is what they wanted to do. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it and slew 1,000 men therewith. Then he made a little song about it. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps. With the jawbone of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. Now you know damn well you're gonna be tired after you do that. 1,000 dudes, you gotta have stamina and strength. Where did it come from? It said the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Is he gonna do the same thing in the future? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Listen to it. It says, and it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand and called that place Ramoth Lehi. Now you know he was tired of shit. He probably was covered in blood, and he was sore athirst and called on the Lord and said, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now will I die for thirst and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? Samson was like, man, I'm thirsty as I don't know what. The Lord then gave me the power to beat these men, but now I'm about to die of thirst. But the Most High clave and hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout, a miracle. And he had drunk, and when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name of the place En Hakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years, and he was the leader. You see that? That's what's going on. The Lord gonna do the same thing again. Mighty feats done by his men with the spirit of the Lord upon them to set shit straight. That's what it's gonna be. It's almost like the Lord deputized men. Gonna be a lot of ass whooping, man. What are we gonna do with spiritual power? We're gonna whoop ass. We're gonna lift up the name of the Lord. We're gonna heal. We're gonna help our people, those that the Lord wants to make it. And I just been meditating on it. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it seems like we always speculate and wonder how when Jacob's trouble happens and there's so much turmoil going on and the men of the Lord are hunted, right? The scriptures say that one realm shall fight against another, right? One realm against another, rather. See, let's see if we can get that. So we know that the angelic realm is going to be down here helping us, but it will be only right if the Lord will put spiritual power on men so that we can fight through this shit. So we'll be able to be saved, when the chariots come. We're gonna need some help. And what did the Lord say in Isaiah? Was it 43? Fear not, thou worm Jacob, I will help thee. We waiting on that day, man. I'm telling you, that dream I had the other night, it was awesome, man. I was flying, running, jumping, whooping ass. It was like the people was on another, they was so slow, feeble. We're gonna see though. We're just gonna see how it's gonna be. A lot of great scriptures, brothers. The water for all the great scripts. I don't forget what I even want to bring up now. Let's see if it may come back. Woo. Yeah, I can't think of it. If it comes back, we'll look it up. If not, we'll keep it moving. It was in the Apocrypha though. Let's see what else we got. This is GMS Mayaka Yahweh, Psalms 18:31. For who is the most high save the Lord Yahweh? And who is a rock save our God? We read this earlier in the other lesson. It is the most high that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. Where you gonna get the strength from? You're gonna get it from the Lord. He maketh my feet like hinds feet and setteth me upon my high places. See it? That spirit, that power to jump high, and also to be physical, to be a spiritually higher level than everybody else. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Woo-woo. You don't want none of this when the Lord give it to us. And there was a couple of scriptures that came to my mind to get, and I just don't forgot them. That's it, brother. The water. That's what I was gonna look up. Jim Day of Doom, 2nd Ezra 13:31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. What does that mean? The spiritual realm, the angelic realm, is gonna be fighting against this wicked ass fleshly realm. They're gonna help us. The Lord said He's gonna help Jacob. The angels gonna come. It says it in Daniel 12, right? Michael, the great the brother can put up Daniel 12:1. We'll read it. And now I want to get Zechariah. Let's grab that one. Zechariah 9, I think it is. Yeah, that's it. Brother got it. Daniel 12. As soon as it comes up. Yeah, yeah, yep. That's it, brother. Woo. We did read that one, but that's fire though. I love that. I love that scripture. How one man of us gonna chase 1,000? Samson did it. He whooped 1,000 men's ass. You know he was, killing people before that. Yeah, this is fire. I don't know how I didn't read this. GMS watching of Yahweh Shai, Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. When the enemy come in like a flood, what's the Lord gonna do? He's gonna lift up that standard. And we believe it's gonna be the spiritual realm helping us, the angelic realm, but also too, the Lord gonna give you, man. It wouldn't. The Lord is a man of war. He want to see that. He want to see what we do with these certain gifts He give us. He want to see what we're gonna do. We're gonna come up with new ways to make you depart this earth. Lord willing, salvation of the elect. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people. See that? The angelic realm. Michael is the number one angel under Yahweh Shai. The angel of war. What's he gonna do, man? Come on, you don't want none of this. That's our military, because we don't have no military in the flesh. The Lord is out. He got our military, our Air Force. They don't come back with super shit, man. Laser beams, all that. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. Right? Was never been. Here it is, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. There you go. You see? There you go. So it's going to be so bad out here, as they say, it's going to be so bad out here. The Lord going to have to give us the equalizer until he finally comes and deliver us. This is what I was about to get, but the brother got it. This is I'm actually going to go and read it in the actual chapter, because I can, get the whole context. Let's go there. This is Zechariah chapter 9 and verse, let's see here. Deliverance for Judah and Ephraim. Ephraim is the 10 tribes, the leader of the 10 tribes, just like Judah is the leader of the 3 tribes of the southern kingdom. This is Zechariah 9:11. As for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water. Turn you to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee when I have bent Judah for me. Fill the bow with Ephraim, and raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. So the Lord said he likened, here it is again. With thee will I beat in pieces many people. He's going to use Judah like the bow, right? And Ephraim like the arrows. When I have bent Judah for me, fill the bow with Ephraim, all 12 tribes, and raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. Who's the Grecians? There's the Edomites. And made thee as the sword of a mighty man. What else? And the Lord shall be seen over them. So you know how the planes be going? You had the infantry go in. That's what it's going to be like. The ground troops going to be wrecking shop, and the chariots going to be over us. And the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with the whirlwinds of the south. You don't want none of this. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. And the Lord Yahweh, their God, shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, for they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon the land. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty. Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maids. See that? The Lord got some great stuff planned for us. Right now, we got to take what we're going through. Right? We got to prepare constantly be prepared for temptation, constantly endure. But you know what? His time is going to come with the Lord. He's going to do miraculous works on this planet. He's going to do it through his men. And then his son going to come back and finish this bitch off, man. And then we're going to literally go up into the chariots. We're going to come back down, and then we're going to take over the whole planet. That's what's going to happen. And if you don't believe it, so what? Still gonna happen. GMS Spiritual Arc, Second Ezra 1647. I'm sorry, 1674. Hear, O my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Jacob's trouble is coming, but I will deliver you from the same. There you go. The Lord is going to deliver his elect from Jacob's trouble. And spiritual power could be a very big part of that. And we pray that it will be. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. See? And another scripture says, and the guide of them who keep his precepts. Yeah. The guide of them who keep his precepts. I believe it says, or commandments. GMS Day of Doom, Exodus 15:2. The Lord Yahweh is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him. That's right. We exalt the name Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because he's gonna do everything that he said he was gonna do, and we're gonna overcome. We're gonna get past. We're gonna get around all that little tricky shit that Esau tried to do, that mark and all that. The elect is going to get past all of that. GMS must endure 144, Obadiah 118. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. There you go. GMS Day of Doom, Zephaniah 3:17. The Lord thy God in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to believe. A brother had put this up a minute ago. I meant to read. I'm glad this brother he posted it again. Great verses. GMS Mayakah Yahweh. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee. It didn't say he might deliver thee. He could, it's possible. No, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Woo. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And like we said, we don't know if these miracles are going to repeat themselves, or the Lord give us the power to do other miracles. You know, such as you starving to death, brothers got spiritual power. He can just call it, make fish jump up on the bank, feed you that way, you know, or just make food, do something. We don't know, right? Use certain plants to make food for brothers. We don't know how the Lord gonna do it. It's gonna be all kind of miraculous feats being done, and spiritual power, all different sorts. It ain't just that, that fancy, that regular trendy shit. Nothing wrong with flying or making beams come out of your eyes or whatever. We don't know. You know what I mean? The Most High may make it where you have super cool breath, like Superman, and cool off the water and turn it into ice. That way you can be melted down and get water. We don't know how the Lord gonna do it. We may have to purify water, just like in the old days. He had, what did he do? It said the waters were made bitter, which meant they were poison. You may need water to drink, and Esau them poison all the water. He may say get a certain vegetable or a certain tree to put it in the water to make the water drinkable again. That's spiritual power, all types. Thou should be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Nothing to fear. If your God controls the devil, why fear the devil? Why? You wouldn't. Our God got everything under control, and he's got a lot of things he can do to save us. Right? So we're gonna get ready to shut it down. We did enough, I believe. There was a couple of scriptures that came up that I wanted to read. That's right. And the Lord has done that. The brother Kazak said, make a fish keep a man filled for 10 days without hunger and whatnot. Right. Just like in the wilderness, our clothes didn't get old, our shoes didn't wear out, right? Which they should have. The Most High had I don't know if it was Elijah, somebody that drunk some water or something that kept them, fed and not thirsty for a certain period of time. The Lord can do that. Yep. Love this. GMS, truth be told, 1 Kings 19:5. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. This is Elijah. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink and laid him down again. Now that was the Most High feeding us supernaturally with angels. What about the manna coming down out of heaven? The chariots can come and drop you. Oh, they showed that in Hunger Games. What was Esau doing in the Hunger Games? He had certain planes and shit fly overhead and drop stuff down in the wilderness, like we know with supplies and food and whatnot. The Lord, they just trying to bite off what the Lord already did, man. You can't bite off the Lord of hosts. He just is. He's just like that. Man, the Most High he gonna get us out of this thing. The elect that make it out of here, you're gonna see great miracles. It ain't gonna just be no easy shit. You ain't gonna doomsday prep your way out of this. The Lord gonna strip all that shit. If he allow you to doomsday prep your way out of it, then you're gonna take the credit. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna share his glory with another. There's gonna be some miraculous things the Lord does to deliver his people. You see? So anyway, brothers, the water for everybody joining. That's pretty much it right there. We're gonna go ahead and leave off because we just keep going and going. This has been what will we do with spiritual power? And you know the answers, right? There are great things coming in our future. Lord willing, we'll be a part of that, and we're of the elect. If not, y'all will be part of it. Or the ones that come after us, they'll be a part of it, and we'll be at rest, right? So we're going to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect, all right? Shalom.